Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So back to the statue. I think this will be my last time talking about this, but this time I'm doing a tarot reading this time. And again, I want to go back and thank the person who left the initial comment a few days ago. The commenter asked, "Is this statue satanic?" And at first, I hadn't taken a close look at the statue, and I was like, "Huh? What are you talking about? I don't see anything satanic there." But now, after studying the statue and really looking at it and becoming fully convinced due to the evidence here before me, this face of a man on a woman's body who is not Princess Diana, without a doubt, this is absolutely not Princess Diana. And I don't think it was just some poor artwork. I don't think it was a mistake. I refuse to believe that. There's no way the facial whether it's me gain or not, I'll ask that. But it's whoever it is, it's not Diana. Okay, whoever this person is, and it does look just like a man. That looks like a man in drag. There's no other way to look at it. The wide man shoulders, like Megan, um, female-ish body, surrounded by children, right? Barefoot children there. So you have this male-female combined figure, like a transgender, which is being pushed very heavily on children now. And there's also something on the ground there. One child wearing shoes, and the other two barefoot, and the one wearing shoes. There's like something depicted on the floor there. If anyone knows what that is, I looked a little bit, I didn't see. But it's creepy AF for sure, and it does not look like Diana. But of course, now I know why. So it took me a little while, but it does remind you of Baphomet, which is a statue of the devil, often depicted with children, and it is a figure with a goat's head and male, female body parts. So you've got the male, female together with the children. Yeah, I could see why you'd ask that. And if that is the case, isn't that clever? 2021, it came out in spite of pushing these COVID shots. And they've got a male female figure here with children. It could be a subtle Baphomet. I mean, it is very Baphomet like and very, um, I've looked around a little bit and I don't see, people are talking about who was there, who wasn't there, and whatnot. Very strange. The whole thing is very bizarre at the very least, and could very well, this is indicative and similar to the devil statue. And there's been a lot of evil going around here, as Dr. Zelenko said, the people behind this whole COVID narrative, just saying, that's not Diana. That's all I'm saying. I'm absolutely convinced now. There's no way to convince me otherwise. There's no way that's Diana. No way. And it does look like a man. So does Megan, by the way. She's got huge man shoulders. So whether it's who exactly it is, I can't say for sure, but I can say with certainty because I have eyeballs and I can see, and I can also compare the faces. And also the excuse that, oh, it's what Diana would have looked like at 60. No. If that were the case, she'd have a sagging neck, and all that as you get older. And they don't have this here. They have a very masculine, thick neck, very masculine, thick shoulders. And thank you to the person who pointed out that the outfit is copying one that she wore on a Christmas card, but again, it's not exactly the same, and Diana did not look like that in it. And real quick, this is the 1993 Christmas card where she's wearing a shirt similar to the one in the statue. I find it telling that she's looking at William and not Harry. But the belt buckle here is a very fashionable outfit, and the blouse is loose. And yeah, she's not looking manly at all, like the statue, and her chest is not huge like the statue. Let me go back here again. I mean, this statue makes it look like she's got 30 34DDD going on, and the belt is smaller on this. Whereas in the picture she was wearing, it's a larger belt, thinner, and the shirt is baggy, and because she's a very thin woman. She didn't fill it out with a huge chest, and she didn't fill it out like the statue. The statue's ridiculous. She did not look like that in the outfit, not at all. She's much thinner than that. So yeah, not even a good depiction of the outfit. I mean, you can see where potentially copied some of it from, but it doesn't look. The belt is wrong. The shirt is wrong. How it's fitting. The whole body is wrong. Face is the hair absolutely wrong. Sorry, but I won't go on any more about it. But it's just wrong, wrong, wrong. And so you have to ask why. What the hell were they thinking? I don't think this is just, oh, bad artists. You know, I don't think so. I think this was intentional, and I think quite possibly it could be a modern day version of this and perverting the idea of the power. Like I said, the Illuminati are known, or the Satanists, especially in Hollywood, the music business, are known to use the sacrifice of someone to empower themselves. That's why they always say that going after the children, killing the children, hurting the children. Father Malachi Martin writes about some of the satanic rituals they did around the Pope, and they do use children, abuse children, kill children, child sacrifice. That is part of their satanic, you know, rituals and whatnot. That's why I've got so much child trafficking. So I hear, uh, and adrenochrome and all that. You always hear about that. So it all kind of fits together, and I forget what point I was going to make here. Yeah, it just fits. This really does look like it could be a using Princess Diana's memory, and so therefore, if this is the devil here, this is absolutely the devil, what they worship, what they put in satanic temples, from what I read. And if this is a depiction of a Baphomet type figure, very out there in your face, because that's the way they are. They like hiding it in plain sight, right? They like doing that, the Satanists and the Illuminati and whatnot. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's supposed to be the devil and not Diana, because it's not Diana. And it is a male female type figure. They may call it Princess Diana, but the facial features have, like I said, a lot of Meghan's facial features. And they could be saying, well, she's the devil coming in, and I don't know, bringing in the whatever they say King Charles is bringing in, the new satanic world order, right? He did just start a clock, right? He just started his clock to 2030. They want to kill all these people, and they want to enslave everybody, and they're saying that right now they're talking about they're claiming there's another variant out now, and you can see in the news and Daily Mail they want everybody to start wearing masks again soon, and they'll be pushing the lockdowns again. I'm hearing, I don't know. I'm just That's what I'm hearing. They're not letting up. They want to bring in this tyranny, and they want to kill as many as possible, is what it seems like. So that's what I'm going to look at. Is this just a bad statue? Is it just a poorly executed statue of Diana, or is this uh, a modern day Baphomet with Meghan Markle's face on it? Which actually, if that's the case, it would make sense why you would use Meghan Markle's face, right? So let's see. Is that what this is? What were the intentions with this statue and putting this up and displaying it like this and making it look like this? Because again, I don't think it's an accident. The sculptor didn't spend hours and days and weeks and months working on this to get it so wrong. No, I don't buy that. Yeah, especially with the body and everything else. There's no way that this is just a oopsie. You got this, there's no way that this is an oopsie. I just accidentally made it look like a man. Like, did that just happen? This is not a mistake. Anyone can look at that and see that is not Diana. So, anyways, and that is not her body either, quite clearly. And you can quite clearly all over the internet see how that shirt really fit on her. So it's just, yeah. So that's not Diana, it's some man. They're calling that. And yeah, so let's see. What is the real intention behind this statue? Let's find out. And I'm going to be using the Llewellyn Tarot, a very beautiful deck. I mean, if you combine this with the what was that celebration they did for the CERN or whatever, that was also very satanic. It's looking like there's a lot, and like I said, they want people watching it. They want that the magic of having everybody's eyeballs on it energizes it. So that would make sense with such a huge unveiling, and they know everyone's going to want to see this statue, right? So they're using the popularity of Princess Diana to draw everyone in to look at, this Baphomet type of figure. And it helps bring in this evil. And you can't say anyone who's been on this planet for the past 3 years cannot deny the evil that's been going on and continues to go on, and which may be restarted again next month. So it could be just by everybody looking at it as well, having it out there displayed in the public eye. You know how they say, like, they tell you that it's one of the rules I've heard, that the Satanists, they have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it. And this statue is like telling you what they're about. They're about going after the children, they're about their devil and going after children. And so this is like sort of telling you without telling you, right? That's how they do it. They put something out there and you've got to figure it out. Then they put it in front of you and it's, you figure it out, right? So obviously there's something about using Princess Diana's memory, which we know Harry and Meghan have nonstop been abusing with their near catastrophic car chase in Manhattan as the latest example. But they constantly are trying to draw parallels of themselves with their books, with their Spotify, with their Netflix, with the next project they're doing, the next project they bought the book rights of a book that's the exact same story as Princess Diana with them. So they keep harping on this Diana story, and then they happen to have a Baphomet Diana statue. I mean, there's something they're drawing Princess Diana into this and using it with their evil magic somehow. Maybe it's because she died the way she did. But whatever, they are definitely drawing her into it, right? They're sucking her into it. And maybe she was trying to escape this satanic nonsense, and they're sucking her back in with this, doing these rituals, and with Megan trying to pretend to be her. And of course, you see the face on the statue, like I said, does have some of her characteristics. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards. We're gonna take a look at the statue and why they did this, what they were thinking, what they argued about beforehand. Is it as evil as all get out, or is it just an ugly statue of a man woman that's called Princess Diana? Let's find out. Whatever it is, woo, is it horrible, is whatever it is. So let's see here. What is the real intention here? What were their intentions putting up this statue? I mean, they also put up statues for George Floyd at the same time. I'm just saying. Anyhow, he's about as evil as you get. But let's get back to this. So let's go here. What is this statue about? What is this statue about? Why did they put this statue up? Let's see what the cards show. At least the cards are pretty. These cards are very well done, unlike the statue. We'll have some good artwork to look at as we talk about this monstrosity. So, in general, what they're trying to do here, oh my, look at that. Seven of Pentacles. What a waste of money. They wanted to put up poor work. Yeah. See, this would be a well done, somebody who worked really hard on it, very exact, studying it closely and everything. Yeah, they didn't want people to analyze too closely, right? They knew there would be pressure, obviously, on the public to not attack the artist and whatnot, but they knew it was going to be, they purposely made it ugly the way it is. There's a reason for it. It's it's putting up poor work and seeing how people react. A lot of what's been going on in the past few years by the globalists have all been about a test. I get like a test feeling. Like they're testing to see how people react, just like they were testing to see how people reacted to lockdowns and everything. So I kind of get a test here with this because I kind of see this tree as the statue. And this person's looking at it and they're wondering how will people react? Like they wanted you to be disgusted and repelled because that's what evil people do. They like disgusting people and depressing them and giving them fear. So it was a disgust factor here. And this figure here, by the way, looks like kind of a religious figure as well. It's gonna be like a monk, kind of looks like a monk to me right now, reversed. So it could be like saying a religion of the reverse of a monk. And the environment of it, oh my, 10 of cups reversed. Yeah. Bringing around a lot. This is a community card, right? This is bringing out all this unhappiness and of course the rainbow, perverting the meaning of the rainbow, and the Harry Meghan saga was going on. This was in 2021 when it was unveiled, and Harry and Meghan have just been doing their nonstop divisiveness with the family, dividing and being as the scandalous couple they are. So, Ten of Cups reversed, making everybody unhappy, more unhappy. It seems like they layered it on, right? It's one thing after another after another. They never just do one thing. It's always this and then that, and then this and then that. You know what I mean? They pile it on. So it looks like this statue was to make the community unhappy. The royal family was already unhappy. I don't think that William wanted to deal with Harry. They didn't look happy together. The whole story of surrounding the statue was how, look, William and Harry are together again without Kate or Meghan, right? That was a big deal there. I personally think, and I'll ask, that they didn't want Meghan there because people, if you had pictures of Meghan standing right there by the statue, you'd see the similarities, in my opinion. Although the statue does look more like a man than even Meghan looks. So, as masculine as Meghan looks, the statue does look a little bit more masculine. It's definitely made to look like a man and woman figure, in my opinion. I really don't think there's any missing that. So this statue was to, just like the birth of Archie, it was to make everyone, everyone's looking forward to it, right? Ooh, a statue unveiling. Ooh, Princess Diana. Oh, I love Princess Diana. So everybody's watching, right? Everybody had high hopes for it to see a beautiful statue, right? And especially in 2021, people needed something to give them a little pick me up, something positive to talk about. And then they unveil this monstrosity, this ugly, ugly thing, to disappoint people, just like Harry and Meghan disappointed everybody with the whole Archie birth on that day, right? And the royal family also supported Harry and Meghan, whether they were involved or not, to what extent, well, we don't know. We may never know. But we do know that it was a huge disappointment. It was upsetting to the people trying to report on it. It was a letdown. It was a purposeful letdown. It was intentional. It was strategic, right? It wasn't like accident. It wasn't like oops. It was all very strategic and intentional to depress people and upset them. And I'm getting the same vibe with the statue. It's just a continuation of that. This constant being disappointed by them. At the bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. So there's definitely a message here, and I get the message you're being attacked. And it's a psychological war, it's an information war, it's mental, Ace of Swords. And they're attacking you, and this statue is a part of that, in that it may be subliminal, it may be, not being open and honest about it, but they are attacking the psychology of people and the psychology of just like they depressed everybody with the past 3 years, right? The whole idea is to upset everybody and to have them be disappointed and to be let down and to feel like life is not worth living. You have nothing to look forward to. Everything's a disaster, et cetera, et cetera. That's why they're coming at you from so many different directions. The BLM, Antifa, tranny agenda, right? You got open borders. You got Ukraine. I mean, they're coming at all different directions. And this statue is like another example of, the society as a whole who really loved Diana and got together in their feelings for her and leaving flowers and all that. It was very significant. They're disappointing that crowd. They don't want you to enjoy anything together anymore. They just want you to be disappointed and angry and upset and scared and unhappy and disillusioned and confused. And that's what they want. This is their satanic agenda, in my opinion, because the globalists are satanic, in my opinion. in most people's opinions, because they're just plain evil with everything they've done and continue and will be continuing to do. It looks like, so brace yourselves. They're not over with their tyranny, from what I'm hearing. But anyways, the statue was intentional. Ten of Cups reversed, Seven of Pentacles reversed. Intentional disappointment for the community in the work that was done here. The base of it all, look at that. That is the base of what they wanted for you. This is the Tower card. And of course, you see the lightning, which can represent Lucifer. And this is upsetting people. They wanted to cause an uproar. They wanted to shock people. And again, shock and disappoint. And people are still shocked and disappointed because, the royal family is acting like, oh, nothing to see here. We're just doing our thing. Oh, what? You don't like it? Just because it looks like a man? I mean, it's open mockery of Princess Diana. There's no other way to look at it. There is no other way to look at this. You cannot tell me for a second that that's not mockery. I don't buy it. I believe my eyes, and you got to start believing what you're seeing and not going along with the act because they're just trying to mess people's minds. They're messing with people's minds, upsetting people, shocking them. This is shocking the world, just like Harry and Meghan did with the birth of Archie and other things, and the Megxit, of course. I mean, come on, Megxit? Like suddenly people leaving the royal family. I mean, all these shocking things. So this was another layer of the attack on your psyche. They're attacking your psyche, and you kind of interesting with the ace. I just noticed with the Knight of Swords here, it's kind of like if you look at the card from a distance, like half black, half white. You know, the race agenda as well, trying to get whites and blacks fighting each other, and the racism. Everyone's a racist. That, of course, is also a part of the attacks, as well as everything else, and the tyranny and whatnot, and of course the you know what's. So yeah, so it's to shock people, disappoint them. What did William now? Everyone's saying that William and Harry were arguing over the statue before it was released, before it was finished. What were they arguing about? And they said they started arguing only after Megain entered the scene, right? So what were they arguing about? Oh, look at that. Six of Swords reversed. So this like can be, a foreigner, someone coming from a foreign place, coming in, moving in, and moving into the situation here and trying it to. I kind of get a mermaid tail. Doesn't that kind of look like a mermaid tail upside down? I get this myth making kind of idea from a foreigner coming in saying, I want to be. Now, mermaid can be a symbol of the tranny agenda, which, of course, Harry and Meghan. Remember, Meghan said she wanted to raise Archie gender fluid. That's all part of the globalist nonsense. But I'm taking this that, yeah, they were arguing over making this look more masculine. And I do think that Meghan, of course, did influence that. She was brainwashing Harry and has brainwashed him, obviously, but they're all, you know, part of the same evil agenda. But I do get that they she wanted her input on this, right? And she wanted it to align with her somehow. Because, of course, Harry's, brainwashed nonsense is he's just like Princess Diana. Look at the statue, you can see, right? We all have the internet though, so but still the statue is there. It's in everyone's face, and it does, they did use some of Megan's facial features there, without a doubt. So it does look like she was involved in instigating, stirring the shizzle. I often see this card, especially reversed. He's got a stick in there and he's stirring the shizzle there. Megan's coming in. She's coming in and she's stirring it up, right? Upsetting people, doing more to shock them. So I think that's what it was, is that, Harry was trying to make the statue look more like Megain and saying, it's just like his mother. So let's see, what were they expecting or to happen? They wanted to shock people. They wanted to upset people in the community, in the country, in the world, really, because everybody in the world was watching this. So what were they hoping for, expecting the reaction to the statue would be? Knight of Wands. So again, they wanted, okay, so you remember how I've always been saying that Harry and Meghan keep doing things to instigate and provoke attacks in the media, right? Meghan wears bizarre clothing off season, and they lie on Oprah. And then when they're pointed out by Piers Morgan that they lied, Meghan calls ITV boss and has him fired, and gets the weatherman on ITV to lecture Piers Morgan about negative experience. That whiny voice. It just grates on you like nails across a chalkboard. Well, this statue is another example of them wanting to instigate more fighting online and in the media. They wanted a brouhaha. They wanted people fighting about it. Of course, they were trying to upset and instigate people, but they were provoking people, and they wanted more justification, possibly for censorship again. Getting those hate groups, quote unquote, hate groups online, right? Because that's what the government who wants to censor everybody in Britain and the UK, US and UK combined together. Apparently, forces working together. They're the globalist forces working together that are trying to claim that Meghan and Harry is the victim of all this, right? It's all BS, and we all know it. This statue was another provoking and trying to incite people, get them angry and react, and then to turn around so Harry and Meghan could accuse them of racism. You're just racist. So this was provoking. They did expect a brouhaha online and social media and the media, so they knew it and they wanted it. It was purposefully provoked, intentional. They want to upset people. And again, this is very much an evil agenda to be wanting to attack people's psyche and upset them, particularly at such a vulnerable time in 2021. But brace yourselves, it's not over. It's not over. There's still the powers that ought not be are still in power. So what did they not want? So why, unveiling this ugly statue that everyone's disappointed with is very shocking and disturbing. Like, what is going on? It's like your sense of reality. They're trying to throw it off and to get everybody upset and disoriented. So what did they not want? What were they trying to avoid with this statue? What they did not want. Three of Cups. Again, they don't want people getting together and saying, bonding and enjoying their community, right? They didn't want you out in your pubs or taverns. They wanted to lock you down. But also, as far as Princess Diana, see, Princess Diana was a very unifying force, especially when she passed so unexpectedly. People really got together and celebrated her and brought flowers, and they sort of everyone really rallied around Princess Diana, right? And they don't like that. So the globalists don't like that. The royal family apparently doesn't like that. They don't want people being happy. They don't want you celebrating Princess Diana. So they're mocking you here. They're trying to upset people who really loved Princess Diana and followed her. I mean, I know Prince Harry claims that he blames the press for her death. But, I think that they may blame the entire world because they blame all the people who loved Diana and would read everything about her in the magazines back then. That's all you had were magazines before the internet. But I think they blame the people as well about Princess Diana. I think that Harry and William may actually blame the public who adored Princess Diana and would buy the magazines. I think that they blame the public for her death. So I think it's more of a hatred that Harry and maybe William too have against the public for killing their mother from what their perspective. Like if you hadn't bought those magazines and watched her, PR, and of course Princess Diana used public relations and she called the journalist to show up just like Meghan does. So, it's ridiculous, but, from their ignorant, they were children at the time, they don't really understand so fully, they still, I think, on some level blame the people. And when they hear people getting together wanting to celebrate Princess Diana, they're just like, they just want to disappoint them. So what are they hoping? So they didn't want people to be happy. They didn't want people to give up people a statue that people would really rejoice over and enjoy and get their picture taken with. Because had it been a really nice statue, people would come from all over to pose for selfies with it and whatnot. Nobody wants a selfie with that. It's really awful. They don't want people being happy. They don't want you bonding together. They don't want you teaming. So what did they want? So they didn't want that. They didn't want people being happy for sure. What did they want? Hermit reversed. Oh, they want to lock you down again, baby. They wanted major arcana. So the hermit is about being knowledgeable and wise and bringing the light. He carries the torch there of information and enlightenment, and they want to take that away from you. They want to take away your common sense and upsetting you and not telling you what's really going on here and not being obvious about the real intentions of the statue and the attack on you and instigating you and upsetting you. They don't want you to realize what they're really doing here. They don't want you to there's something else going on here. And that Harry can be behind it. The Hermit is the Harry card. It's not always Harry, I get that. But they don't want you to look any further into what statue symbolizes or may symbolize here, which isn't good, right? How do they see the public? How do they see the reaction of the public? Or how were they, like before they introduced this statue, what were they thinking with how the public was going to react, how the public affects them with this? Oh, look at that, Queen of Cups. That's the Princess Diana card. Right, so they know the public really love Diana and know what she looks like, and so they knew what the public wanted. They knew that people expected a beautiful statue of Princess Diana there, and they've sorely, intentionally, in my opinion, disappointed because they knew what the public wanted. They knew everyone wanted a beautiful statue, maybe Diana in a glamorous dress, looking fabulous, and they purposely made it ugly. Yeah. They wanted people to be disappointed. They wanted people to think this is the best we can do and life is just rotten now. Go get your booster. Go get your booster. That's life now. Being disappointed and depressed, having nothing to look forward to. No beauty, because beauty and creation, I mean, those are things of the light. Those are things of God, right? And they're taking this creation and just making it evil. So it is an attack. I do believe that it's evil behind it. All those kinds of things, the psychological manipulations and upsetting people, shocking them like this mentally, and instigating people. Obviously, everything Harry and Meghan have done has been evil from beginning to end. The lies, the upsetting people during an alleged pandemic. While Harry and Meghan are coming out with one hysterical video after another and drama. So what did they do after they unveiled this hideous-looking Baphomet statue? Oh, there it is, the fool reversed. So they acted like a bunch of fools here. They all acted like, I didn't see anything. It looks fine. Everything's normal. Nothing to see here. Just going about our stuff. They acted like they went underground. It was like secretive. They didn't respond to anyone. They went silent as the royal family always does, and even Harry did. Harry, of course, the fool that he is, he immediately went back home. So you could look at this as Harry flew there to unveil that, and he acted all happy. He was unnaturally happy there, Harry, which could have been because it was so evil, and he enjoys evil. You see this particular fool, he's sort of jumping. It looks like he's jumping over a hole here in the ground, like the hole to hell there, the rainbow, of course, the BLM New World Order rainbow. So this was like an initiation ceremony into their crossing the over the opening to Hades here and secretively doing it. So I do get that this was part of a ceremony they were doing, a part of something larger that was evil, that was, again, more of a secretive nature. So this whole thing was an attack, but it was like secretive. Of course, they're not acting like it. They're acting just like they're not doing anything when they really are intentionally doing this um, horrible looking statue. It's all intentional. It's all intentional. They knew exactly how ugly it was, and that's exactly why they did it. So in the long term, what's going to happen with this statue? Oh, look at that. King of Wands reversed. So the statue is just going to go down in history as being the ugliest statue, the most hideous looking thing ever. It's just, it looks bad for everyone. I mean, people look at statues as if they represent your culture, the best your culture can create. And, by the way, it's part of it, again, with the wands, with the media, with publicity surrounding it. I don't know if it's the Communist Manifesto or the what one it is, that's something that the Marxist Communist BLM uses. They purposely are making all the statues ugly now. I mean, they're doing this in America too. I don't know. They did a statue for Martin Luther King in Boston, that's really ugly too. They're intentionally, this is part of bringing demoralization and bringing in communism or tyranny, is they don't want you to be proud of your leadership, of your king. They want you to be disappointed in everything. And bringing in the ugly statues and ugly paintings and whatnot are a part of the whole psychological demoralization agenda. This actually is written somewhere. I don't know if it's Rules for Radicals, or if it's Mao's Red Book, or which one it is. I haven't, studied them thoroughly, but I do know I did read that bring these ugly statues is, I think it's Mao actually who had this. Um, but of course, the globalists study Lenin and Mao and all that. They say to erect ugly statues and artwork to, I believe, to further demoralize people and to symbolize the destruction of their society. So I do believe that this is evil. It is symbolic of evil, but first and foremost, it's symbolic of the new world order that's the royal family, particularly King Charles, is bringing into, with the World Economic Forum and everything, bringing that in. So this statue was intentionally a disappointment, intentionally poorly done, and um, yeah, but just more demoralization, all intentional. All very, very intentional because they took your favorite royal and said, "Look what we made her look like. There's her stature. There's her statue. What do you think of that?" Bam! Ha ha ha. Kind of like Thomas Markle Jr.'s videos for Meghan where he's like, "Happy birthday." He's like, "Nah, you believe that, you old woman. Happy 100th birthday." So it's like, yeah, they're totally, playing a joke on the public here. So for my last question, I think I wanted to ask, were they really basing that on Megan's ugly face? I mean, it is ugly enough to be her. But it really does look like a man, particularly from the side, but in the front too. Where are they basing those ugly features on Megan's hideous mug? Let's find out. I'll see if I can throw a card here. Was the statue based, the sculptor, did he base the look of the statue on Megan? I think it's more than coincidental that it has her jawline, her lips, her nose, pretty much. All right, so let's just fell out. Let's see what these cards are. Ace of Pentacles reversed, some waste of money, that's for sure. Oh, look at that. What is this? The Hanged Man reversed. Hanged Man reversed. Three of Pentacles, three people working together. Harry Megan, the sculptor. Six of Cups reversed. Memories, childhood, and Page of Swords, sending a message. Hmm. All right, so what I get from this is they paid off Meghan came onto the scene, influencing Harry. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. So they paid off the sculptor here. Said, hey, we have some new ideas here, something new we want you to do. And Meghan came in with her fall victim of racism. You're all racist, playing the hangman reversed, and she's coming in and acting in charge of Harry, doing what her bidding, and so her and Harry convinced the sculptor to work with them. Poor Megan, she's been so victimized by this racist society and systemic racism and unconscious bias. So he worked with them to shut her up and shut him up, and of course he got a little extra money, but he's humiliated. This was an expert sculptor. He could have done a much better job, and I think he originally did until Meghan and Harry came on the scene because Harry and Meghan wanted to align secretively, reversed. They wanted to, in people's minds, unconsciously, cups, they wanted people to align Meghan's face with Princess Diana's face. So that's why they did that. Of course, it's all secretive. And of course, it was to a mind F. It was to affect people's thinking. And of course, it was also anyone who complained, they would be instigating. They were trying to get people talking about it, see what they say. I think Megan was probably hoping people would say how beautiful it was, right? but nobody did. Even people just are polite are just not going to say, I don't like it, you know. But really, Megan was hoping that everyone who loved Diana would see the statue and just say, "Oh, I love it," and not realize it's Megan's face on there, or at least parts of her face. So she's trying to get people to love her and to follow her New World Order, systemic racist agenda, BLM nonsense, right? So this was like mind F, and it was a subconscious thing, and they paid off and influenced and pressured the sculptor to do it. But I don't think the sculptor wanted to. I think they pushed him into it to get more sympathy for poor Megan, right? But it was unconscious. It's messing with people's minds again. Was it evil? Is it really the Baphomet? I mean, it's definitely evil. The whole thing was meant to shock and upset people, but is it really symbolic of the Baphomet, of the devil? Because it really does look like it. The way it's set up with this male female figure does look very evil, and Harry and Meghan are evil. Oh, there, see? Oh, see? Match made in hell. Yep. Harry and Meghan. All right, so this is Lover's card here. In this one is particular because in this case, which fits with Harry and Meghan, you have, whoops, wait to this one. You have the succubus coming in, grabbing Harry with her evil demonic entities, with her Baphomet influence, evil influence of Harry and Meghan here on their high, right? Harry's like brainwashed, and Meghan's got Harry under her control with her succubus evil ways, right? Reversed, dividing the royal family and upsetting everyone. And the three children are you see here, sort of like a childlike figure here with three. This was the Satanists mock the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. So it was a mockery of them. It was putting the Baphomet figure above the Trinity here of children, innocent children. They always victimized children. They didn't want people. Four cups reversed here. It was secretive. It's unconscious. They didn't want people to be aware, right? So she's not looking at it. She's not aware of what they were doing. They wanted people to not be consciously aware that it was Megan's face there and that it was an evil symbol. So it was of that nature. And at the bottom of it all here, the Hierophant reversed. And I think it's also Harry and Meghan did this to attack the belief system and the royal family. Hierophant can be symbolic of just tradition, which is what the royal family stands for, tradition, as well as everyone in their traditions, right? You have the harp here, like art, music, and they're coming in with their rebellious satanic ways and trying to distort everything, even and taking what people love and distorting it and making people hate it. Because now everyone hates a statue of Princess Diana. Of course, nobody does. They don't hate Princess Diana. Everyone loved Princess Diana, but it's a mind F. It is satanic. It's evil, and it's Meghan with her evil, demonic, satanic group that she's with, the Obamas, Clintons, globalists there. So yeah, so they did use her face. They did want to, consciously or unconsciously, align herself with Diana yet again. Has been part of their evil agenda as well as everything else. So there you have it. Totally evil and upsetting and purposely so. So there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.